Breaking and entering is something every homeowner fears. Doesn't matter if you're renting an apartment or own a huge house, you're always at constant risk of having your private domicile being broken into. Unfortunately, the only advice we can really give to lower this risk is to make sure you have strong doors and windows, as well as a decent security system installed on your premises. Unfortunately, that's all there really is to do. But that doesn't stop us from mentioning the different methods burglars use in order to break into your homes. We'll be talking about the most obvious methods as well as the most obscure, while also providing you with some tips on how you may be able to fix these potential break-in points and methods. Here are 5 methods and tricks burglars use to break into your home.
5.
String method. Let's start off with a very obscure method. Now, while it is obscure, it's actually one of the most common methods burglars use when it comes to breaking and entering. The reason you don't know about it is because they always take the string with them if the break-in was a fail or a success. However, on some occasions, they'll forget and leave it behind. But believe it or not, this isn't used to actually break into your home. No, this is actually to help them work around your schedule. How it works is the burglar will tie a very long but thin piece of thread tightly around your door handle and either the wall next to your door or the fence of your porch. Now, it's a very strange one, but according to former criminals, this technique is used to examine the times you're out of the house, whether it's for work, going shopping, or even going on vacation. How they know by using a piece of string is beyond our knowledge. However, this method has worked countless times. While it's difficult to see due to how thin the thread is that they use, if you see this, call the police immediately.
4.
Pet door. Sounds like something out of a comedy film, we know. The burglar can't find a decent entrance to the home they're trying to rob, so they instead opt to use the cat flap at the bottom of the door and get stuck. We find them in the morning, we call the police. Everyone has a laugh. Well, pretty much what you'd expect out of a John Hughes Home Alone film anyway. However, just because those pet doors are small doesn't mean they're useless for all burglars. I mean, who's to say that they're the ones to climb through it? More often than not, burglars won't climb through these small spaces themselves, but will rather recruit help that can. This can come in the form of them hiring people who are petite in stature and build, or even using kids to climb through and unlock the door for them. This is why if you own one of those pet doors, you must invest in a lock so that you can securely lock up your home before going to sleep. Even if it's the smallest of spaces, burglars will find a way in, and pet doors are probably one of the most common ways of doing so.
3.
They target the weakest doors and windows. This one is sort of an obvious one, so when it comes to being subtle, it's not nearly as common as most of us think it to be. More often than not, burglars will break into a house using their brawn rather than their brains. This is why houses with weak-looking doors and windows that look like they've got little security to them are major targets. They tend to spend up to 1 minute attempting to break into a property and, upon successful entry, around 8 to 12 minutes within the premises. Now, as you can probably guess, when it comes to properties that have even decent security installed, they'll tend to avoid it like the plague, as the risk associated is much higher than it is with an insecure property. This is why you as the homeowner must ensure your windows and doors are secure enough to withstand a break-in for at least 1 minute. Why 1 minute? One of 2 things will happen. Either they'll mess up, causing either you or your neighbors to wake up, or they'll give up, knowing that your house is tightly secured and don't want to risk doing what we've previously mentioned. Needless to say, when you get the money to replace your doors and windows, don't waste time. What might seem expensive at first is going to save you from losing hundreds if not thousands if a burglar is able to break in.
2.
They've been in your home before. This one is one of the more unlikely scenarios. However, it's something that isn't totally out of the question. Now, this falls under 2 different types of burglars: repeat offenders and those who may be close to you. Now, while the latter is the least likely of the 2, you'd honestly be surprised at how many times burglars will return to previously targeted houses. To put it into perspective for you, more than 1 in 6 burglary victims has been burgled 3 times or more, and 65% of those burglaries are on the exact same property. Again, it shouldn't come as a surprise that a criminal would go after the same place more than once. It's not uncommon. Think about it. In their minds, they've already gotten into your place once. They know the ins and outs, so what's to stop them from doing it again? I mean, their confidence is riding high already if they were able to get away with it the first time, so why not? If you've been burgled before and have not made improvements to your home's security, your home is at greater risk. The burglar will already know all of the weak points in your home, as well as all the exits available to them, the layout of your home, as well as all the stuff you own that they didn't get the first time around. Hell, they could probably take that brand new TV you bought to replace the one that they took the last time. These cases are far too common and way more common than we realize. This can be even worse if the burglar is someone you know. Again, this one is a very unlikely option, but it's an option that shouldn't be outright ignored. Think about it. If it's a friend or relative who's been in your home before, they've seen what you have firsthand, and they may have heard from you about all the problems your house has. They've heard that one of your windows is unable to shut. There's their entry point. Having problems with your security system? Great. Don't need to worry about the alarms going off either. What we're saying is don't eliminate the option. It's highly unlikely, but who knows your house better than friends and family you've brought over?
1,
They monitor you first. What better way to know where they're breaking into than spying on the person who owns the place? Think about it. They've already got the thread on door handle trick to monitor when you're in and out of the house. We live in a world where everyone uses social media. All the burglars need to do is find you on Facebook, and they'll essentially have a good insight to your schedule, what you do for a living, and what you may have bought, if you're the type of person who posts all of their purchases on social media, that is. Luckily, we've got a simple answer to your problem. Just make your account viewable to friends only. It's as simple as that. But that's not the only way criminals can spy on you. I mean, there's always the good old-fashioned way of them parking outside of your home and spying on your house from afar. Hey, it's not just something that's restricted to film and television. If it means making a ton of money from the stuff they're about to steal from your home, they'll wait there for as long as it takes. There's two different types of people who do the stakeout, the patient criminal and the impatient criminal. You can probably guess why they're named that individually. The patient one will spend countless days or maybe even weeks just monitoring your home so that they can get a good idea of what your schedule is. This allows them to know when you're home and when you're not home. Oh, this guy goes to yoga practice on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Okay, that's good enough for me. Then you get the impatient kind, the ones who'll wait out in their cars until you make a move. Once you're out of the house, you can bet they'll be looking for a way in as soon as they possibly can. This is why you should always keep an eye out on the street you live on. Just whenever you pass the window, take a few seconds to look out and see if you notice anything suspicious. It can't hurt to keep an eye out. Either that or invest in some cameras to put around the premises of your home. That way, if they do break in, you've at least got a decent chance of catching the criminal's face. Surveillance cameras are becoming more and more affordable, so if you can, get them. And that's our list. Did we leave anything out that you know about? Let us know in the comment section below. Please remember to subscribe and tap the bell button so you'll be notified when new videos have been uploaded. Thanks for watching.
Don't forget to like us and subscribe for more Elite Facts.